Ghost let an 11-4 half slip through their fingers as INTZ looked more than dominant when they came over to their own T side. The CT sides, quite lackluster. I'm sure we can comment a lot on it, Natu. But my first point I wanted to look at really was just the fact that Ghost, CT side, they kept going for these crazy forces. They believed they could make it work. Sometimes it got right to the wire. It was close. But it just, at what point should have just said, gone, okay, look, probably should not buy anything now. Let's have an eco. Let's maybe double eco and get the guns we need.
Yeah, straight from the get-go, actually. You get that big
you got such a lead.
Yes, and a team that usually plays by the numbers, plays by the percentages and thinks it through of what do we do. So very unorthodox to kind of see them do this, and they're paying the price, you know, going down 13-16 after an 11-4 half on T side. So, but another example of that a game can have its own narrative in terms of how the map balances out, right? Did
you spin the decks the other way this time?
I think I mixed it up, you know.
Just like,
get them all across the board. Anywho, first half, fantastic. Ghost was playing great Counter-Strike, just as we are used to. Very methodical, taking time, taking the space where they could. Again, Kusta was making a lot of work. And it looks great. I mean, it just looks super, super good from Ghost once they do play like this. But then obviously switching over, like you said, spying far too often.
Yeah.
Losing members far too early. Because you know you're playing against INTZ. I'd say before the game, this is one of the kind of games where you have to be on your feet all the time. You have to expect players to come through smokes, make some silly plays, not necessarily expect to see a rain of smoke, some flashes first, and then see people. It could actually be the other way around. First you see the players, and then you see a rain of smokes and flashes.
One of the things as well, right, is Steel was top of the scoreboards for the Ghost lineup. Now, I'm not putting any shades thrown towards Mr. Steel, but he's not the player you look to be the heavy hitter for this lineup. Was this just a case of the other players kind of bottling it after like such a huge lead? Because something was not going right. They weren't hitting the normal shots we see. Wardell on CT side AWP, you expect him to go absolutely crazy. Instead, a little bit lackluster.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pinpoint it just on individual players, but this is just not what we've seen from Ghost. Now, we speak about the preparation of Ghost into these matches. Is it because INTZ is such a hard team to prep for? Because they're obviously a little bit less tactical in that and a lot more spontaneous, crazy aim.
It's a part of that, yeah. I feel like it's also, you can easily get frustrated when you're playing players, especially that don't necessarily have as much experience, and then who knows, like, from a social standpoint, how does this team react to adversity when things are not going their way?
Well, clearly not very well.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it can easily affect how the individuals decide to do, or they're just the way that they instinctively react to situations, for sure. And even just straight up duels. I mean, confidence is a massive factor when it comes to just straight up firefights in a game of Counter-Strike. So yeah, I can definitely see a world where that's those are the factors that definitely play a factor.
Now, one of the other things, right, we've been so critical of INTZ because of some of the mistakes we see them make, not playing up to the standard of what we would have assumed could kind of come in with a lineup like this. And this time around, I saw more refragging. I saw pretty good team play. I saw a very different INTZ from what we've seen across this whole season.
Yeah, it's definitely better. It's still nothing like to rave about. It's still very bare bones and very vanilla in a lot of the ways. So, you know,
standardized, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you definitely want to see them kind of add more layers to that way of thinking and playing the game going down the line if they want to, you know, climb the ranks, because obviously they're still, you know, far away from where they want to be in this league, and in just a great big picture of Counter-Strike as well. But definitely, I mean, these are the type of wins they need, because that will definitely build your team. It will give you those positive experiences, and especially now they've been able to actually win a map of Inferno. That's a positive signal.
Now, we haven't got long before we get into this next game, so Train, both teams have only won in the last 3 months on this map. Very different results here. We see INTZ, they beat C9, Envy, Luminosity, and a Brazilian team called Rayo. I don't know how I'm going to say it. Ghost, on the other hand, they beat Luminosity Renegades, but it was that overtime game that we started off the season with, and an EU United in there as well. So we're on for another bloodbath again, surely. And that bloodbath is going to begin before Natu can make his points. But I'm sure we'll break it down when we finish this series. And you never know, it might go the entire distance again. But it's up for Risk and Tombiz to take this away one last time.
It's down to you guys to break it down. Just before I break down, it's been a long day. I think it's 24 hours awake at this point. But we are going to be closing it out with a cracker of a match. Ghost obviously probably should have taken that last one. Not able to finish their dinner. And, well, they're going to try and at least get themselves that extra few points. It is at least a saving grace that they get a second chance going into train. Although, I feel like I expected a little bit more from them on Inferno.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
Now we go into what could be the Brazilians' chance to get themselves some extra points on the board. And if this team can sneak their way through to the LAN finals, I think they'll be very happy with that opportunity.
Oh, for sure. And also for some of those players, that, like for Sand, for example, it will be his first big outing ever. For some of the players like KNG and Phelps, it will be their return to basically their return to greatness, because they've definitely been on those stages before. And I know the hunger for that kind of level of player is big, for getting back onto that stage. That's all they dream about. And that's the same for every single player on that level, just trying to break into the top, trying to get those invites, trying to get out there and play those LANs. And if all you can do is play these online qualifiers and online leagues, that's all fine and dandy because it's experience, but you want to qualify for those LAN finals.
Well, it's like a sort of step-by-step thing, isn't it? It's like, okay, we went through the MDL or whatever before that, intermediate, blah, 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 blah. We get to Pro League. Okay, now we got to Pro League. The next step is getting to that LAN event. Otherwise, well, you can dwell in Pro League for the rest of your lives. It ultimately doesn't lead to anything. It's going to be a quick, aggressive push. Nothing else expected from INTZ as they go pushing past the smokes. Wardell will be able to ping a headshot onto the first, but it's a quick trade back from Cello. And they're looking for a little bit more here as they attempt to get the bomb down. The problem is Rose has found another one. Every kill they get is quickly traded out by a CT-sided player. Phelps left, but he doesn't have any Kevlar, and it's him and KNG to try and turn the tide once again. The retrieval of the bomb is not going to be easy, and I wonder if it might even be an idea to try and just overwhelm Sabrosa and try to get in towards that mid spot. Instead, they're opting for that plant. It's not looking good, though, and I think Steel may be able to end this. A quick couple of kills as Ghost get themselves that opener. They're going to look to at least start the way they did in the previous map.
Yeah, also two names that we already hear a lot. Shout out to Prius and Sapphire observing, of course. And yeah, always nice to give some shout out to the observers. They work long days as well, apart from all the guys in production. Now, I talked to one of the guys in production who's been doing 2 shifts in a row now. He's on almost 30 hours now. I don't understand how he's alive. Like, I'm struggling staying alive, and he's like plus 10 hours on me right now. That's insane. Shout out to those guys.
Well, just a few pistols in this round, and INTZ trying to do a little bit of extra damage. I mean, we'll actually get themselves 2 kills going into what will be their buy round with the AKs. Pretty decent position from them. Now, Wardell will be able to purchase in with that AWP, so at least the CT side will have a reasonable buy themselves, but we've sort of lost that bonus round potential. You don't have the chance anymore to gain all that extra cash, to have that strong CT side. It does make the map quite a bit more T-sided in the early starts of this game. Now, KNG is only going to be glass cannon, so not ideal. But the rest of the team will have themselves with that extra utility. Phelps has just been wrecked by something, though.
Taking a lot of damage here. Well, he will give that straight back into the face of Sabrosa. Smoking off that position. What's the play here for INTZ? Is it going to be the inside because Cello's ready for it? Bomb is still dropped all the way back in T-spawn, and with 1 minute 15 to go, they can do whatever they want here. One smoke more. Drop towards that inner bomb site. So definitely a possibility now to go for the inner hit. Group up and go for that hit, but nice opening from KNG. They still have to take care of Steel, who's in T main. If they want to go that way, but 2 players are pushing up her. Kusta's in the back line, but will he be able to find something?
Yeah, the man with the bomb's actually pretty damn low, so he could at least drop it. There's still quite a lot of time for them to go on a retrieval mission, But that is going to be Phelps down. Now, the question is, does he know that somebody's behind him? The answer
Definitely
to that is no. Still manages to get the kill, though. Won't expect there to be another player, but he still has found the kill on Wardell instead. So that gives Kuster a little bit more time to try and reposition. The bomb has been picked up, and they're actually going to go rotating towards A. The problem is, it may be another chance for Steel to drop the bomb once again. Kuster, another pick to his name already.
Oh, this is perfect.
Just sneaky beaky all the way in the backlines. They're not going to be expecting this. This will be an easy kill for him. And now there's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Every time they've picked it up, the bomb has been dropped once again. And well, no chance for Zand, as he just has to hold on to his AK.
Oh, no. Very close to Zand actually dying off there. And he will do that in the end. Terrible, terrible situation, because he died after the time. 350, that's going to be all on his bank account. So now, INTZ basically, they didn't want to, but they kind of have to force buy here. Zand is definitely not going to have money if they save here and buy for the next round. And okay, it's going to be pistols now and then the buy next round, but Zand is not going to be able to do anything. He's going to either have a drop, which I don't think is very likely with the money as we see it right now, or he's just going to be on a Desert Eagle with utility.
The thing is, it's like they have the loss bonus. If they manage to get a bomb plant here, that will actually be enough for him to get a buy. Nice shot from Horvey at least. We'll be able to start things off with a bang. And Wardell has to be a little bit careful. You don't want this AWP falling into the wrong hands, but Subrosa's actually going to go down to the pistol as well. It's starting to get a little bit worrying for the CT side. They don't want to be losing these rounds, and it's getting very costly indeed. Horvey finds another one with the Deagle. Peak going to be coming out, but Kuster and Wardell looking to try and rectify the situation. It's left onto just one. The man with the AWP left in a 1 versus 2. Now, bear in mind, neither of these players have any armor. But versus an AWP, it doesn't actually matter so much. There's no chance of an aim punch. Okay, sure, if they get legged, maybe then it will make a bit of a difference.
It's still 2 1v1s, basically, that Wardell has to win. He's facing the first one, missing the shot, and now it's almost impossible. They know where he's at. They can just go for individual positions. He hits the no-scope. Cannot go for the second one. It's going to be Zand, and that's on the back of a pistol round. That wasn't supposed to work out for INTZ, but they get it to go. Zand gets the AWP. Ghost Gaming will have to rebuy all their weaponry.
Yeah, and the man who actually only had $300 to invest into that round ends up getting 2 kills.
Yeah.
2 crucial ones at that. Great work from Horvey as well. And well, it is now just going to be tactical pause for Ghost. Not an ideal position for them either. You can see the scout purchased up. In fact, I think they've got a couple of them. But clearly money has played a big factor for them in this round. Obviously, INTZ are going to be in a much better position because they managed to win themselves a round that they never should have had.
Yeah, they were ready to buy even if they lost that round. And now they get a free AWP. Bomb plant. Everything, and it's the force buy coming out of Ghost Gaming, even though they won the first 3 rounds in a row. Money's not looking good, and it's a triple scout setup and then 2 pistols. Well, okay. Scratch that. Wardell picking up that first one and still doing damage onto Phelps. And when you think you know Counter-Strike, it just turns around and slaps you in the face.
They still got these scouts to deal with, and they're being picked apart
That's
one by
damage.
one by one.
That's a Deagle damage, and then the scout finishing it off. Oh, okay.
This is just absolute
Never
carnage.
mind. Never mind.
They've managed to retrieve an AWP as well. Zand going to be left all alone. Actually, if they miss shots like that, then maybe there is an opening. He's trying to bait out the shot, but Kuster is not going to miss. 4-1 out of absolutely nowhere.
Save 3 weapons as well. 2 AKs, 1 AWP. Utility as well on Kuster. This is perfect. So now they have the complete reset. They're forcing Horvey and the boys into buying Deagles and investing into this one. This is going to be a weird-ass round. 2 AKs. Actually, 1 AK being dropped. See how many in the end. Yeah, it's going to be the hero AK and then some Deagles. But this is a full investment round. 1 Galil coming in as well. But once again, if they lose this, it's a straight eco because they've just been reset money-wise with the loss bonus removed.
And they've handed over a ridiculous amount of money over to the CT side. We can see them with full utility. Not something you want to be doing on a map like Train, especially to the CT side. So Bros are looking to try and take control of that pop position. And what was going to be the planned boost drop. Quickly going to change. Now, it's definitely not in the best position in terms of their purchase. Kuster, in the meantime, has taken some aggression over towards upper B, which can leave them to have a little bit more of an opening on the rest of the map. They still have the man in pop. They've got to be careful. He's looking right at the feet, and Subroza will take a freebie kill. 50 seconds coming up on the clock, and the T's still yet to gain any real ground. They're looking to try and trap this man in pop. Subroza is just uncountable at the moment. Finally, Cello will put him down, but they've wasted so much time that other players on the map, like Neptune, have just gained so much ground, and now they go pushing in towards this B site. Kusta ready and waiting, almost loses his life and will eventually, but still manage to take a player with him. And with 30 seconds, Cello has no real choice but to try and make his way into B. He's wanting that plant.
And that's the problem with losing so much map control. Costa are happy to just trade 1 for 1 because they have the man advantage, they have the map control advantage. They feel like they know exactly what's going on at all points. And this 1v3 is not going to be possible for Cello. He's a great player, but this is too much.
Oh, there's going to be the defusal coming in. Money not going to be in a great state. INTZ. The bomb plant will help them out a little bit with maybe a slight investment into this next round. We're still being able to save the cash. The fact is, though, they're still not in the best case anyway. I kind of want to see them maybe invest into a Deagle and nothing more.
Maybe Cello to drop 2 P250s, I would imagine. That could be a good scenario. Weapons are being thrown around on the CT side of things. More money to spend here, but still not perfect. Still knows that he's up against pistol, so he goes for the MP7. And he's going to potentially throw that away when we get to the next buy round. KNG already out of main. Steal on Ivy. Good damage, but great flashbang coming in from his teammate. 2 frags quickly being picked up, and now the spray comes in. Steel will die, but okay, this is the position from KNG. That opens up Ivy completely. No one had him in check. No one knew what he was doing. He was allowed to walk in.
Yeah, he's managed to get all the way in towards CT as well, which a hugely valuable position. Can look to try and double back into the connector. Now, his teammates don't really need to make much of a play in this position.
And what they're doing right now is just keeping all the attention towards Ivy, opening up this position. They have no idea that KNG is going to come behind him because of this noise that's been made from Ivy. This is going to be a free frag for KNG. The question is, will he have trigger discipline? He will just go straight for the first one. If he waited, he might have been able to get this frag on Kusta as well, but that was not the case. And Kusta now can hold this angle. Has to wait for the teammate. Has to just hold and be patient. He has a teammate towards Pop Dog that can help him out when they hear this bomb plant come down.
They've actually assumed that the rest of the players would have been able to rotate back towards B. That's the thing. Because of the position of KNG, they assumed the rest of the team did something similar. They'll now realize that this is going to be the plant on the other side of the map. They are in the wrong spot. Obviously, still quick rotations, but there's an AWP in the hands of Horvey. Cello will even retrieve an AK, but he's dead to rights within the first few seconds. And now Horvey with quite a lot of work to do and not much HP to do it. He is going to be watching the right angle, doesn't quite manage to connect the shot, and now they know exactly where he is. That bomb plant defense is going to be very, very difficult. They don't even really need to cross past him. They can just distract him as they defuse the bomb, and I think he knows it as well. We'll just opt to save the AWP. It's close, but no cigar. However, the T side has still made a hell of a lot of money over the last few rounds.
Yeah. It's going to be the investment for them, but at this time they want more than just money to be flowing in. They want a couple of rounds as well. Only got 1 on the scoreboard so far, and it's kind of the same storyline as we saw in Inferno, where Ghost Gaming starting out very dominant. Hopefully, if you're a Ghost Gaming fan, cross your fingers for something else than a repeat of Inferno, because that did not end well, even though they started out great. Ghost Gaming. Nice little push in here from Cello. Will not be able to grab anything, and that's due to the fact that 3 players actually stacked this inner bomb site very aggressively, and now one of them rotating back after initially gaining map control. Second one rotating back now as well, and they're leaving Kusta in a very aggressive position just to hold it, and it's the right choice.
It's battle between Orvi and Kusta. Could have got interesting, but it's actually just going to be the fallback already. Phelps and Zand find openers, and Horvey actually chimes in with a kill across the map. Neptune with a lot of work to do. They've only managed 1 kill so far, and he's definitely wary of a man looking to try and sneak around the back. They've been caught before. He may just get the timing here, but peeks out, doesn't find anything. And now Wardell may just have to try and save this AWP. Look at the money at the moment for the CT side. These last few rounds have been too close for comfort.
Very costly. And INTZ now will get a second one on the scoreboard. Ghost Gaming can be quite happy if they can just get Wardell out of this alive, and if he can do some damage economically, that would be great, but that's all he's going to be able to get. Oh, second one coming in. Great damage done. The money's taking a bit more down. Usually the rule is if you survive with 3 players and more, you're going to grow that economy, and this is not going to be the case for the T side. So they both find themselves in tough positions, these two teams, money-wise.
Oh, this time it's a slightly bolstered version of what we saw before. We got 2 AWPs, a scout, and then those same deadly pistols. We'll see if this time, if INTZ are going to be able to break what was their kryptonite.
Yeah, and let's say Ghost Gaming wins this. We can see the money on Harvey. He's buying all the way down to 0. Cello has 1050 to spare. This is a very interesting turn of events. Sabrosa will start off tag onto Sand as well. I think that was from Wardell. A steal all the way into Pump Dog already.
Getting a little bit of deja vu here. A lot of Ivy control this time. But it seems like the CT side know that. They've fallen into the site itself and don't really have anybody watching that angle. We are going to have Kusta rotating back around, but he's got to be careful because they're sneaking through the smoke. I think he's going to be caught with his pants down. Ooh. Phelps is sneaking all the way through. Should be able to spot him out. That'll be easy kill. Still though, Kusta actually finds his teammate. He's a little bit too slow off the mark. We'll keep the man advantage going at least for now over on this CT side. Clock ticking once again. Steal forced into the open. Great use of utility to set Phelps up. And now with only 45 seconds left, the CT side have lost any advantage that they had. They're being slowly pincered in. It's the rotation from Neptune that could make things a little bit more interesting. Sabrosa again, another kill for him. Will they actually expect the man to come in from behind? The answer is no, and this should be a very easy kill, leaving it down onto just KNG. He does have the bomb at least. But the thing is the clock, and even rotating around, this is such a perfect position from Sabrosa, but if he goes peeking, he might have a problem. It won't matter. He finds the battle, he wins the duel, and it's 7-2, and once again, it's one of these weird-ass buys that wins the round for Ghost.
If they want to go for it, and it looks like they will. There's going to be the force buy from INTZ. It's going to be an AK and AWP, UMP, and then some pistols. Helps saving some money as well. Could have gone for full utility, but decided to get $1,000 in that bank account. Looks like just a quick inner play. Kusta forced to drop down the smoke. He heard the steps. But now slowing it down a bit. Are they going to flash Phelps in? Looks like it. Kusta rotating on the back of the train. As the fake happens outside. He's ready with a counter flash, but it doesn't really pop in time. He's forced to rotate all the way back and still take these awkward duels. Loses it against a C-set 75. Steal now also pushed back. This is really working out well for INTZ.
And KNG with the AWP. It is going to be a trade back. Sabrosa at least doing damage. There's still a man just lurking in the back lines. And very far away from the actual action. KNG will already pick off another. It's still going to be a 2 versus 3. And push coming in. Steal sprays wild, but he will find the kill nonetheless. But now this flank comes into play. Zand very well placed to try and end this. The problem is they can just get on the defusal. He has to go running. He has to try and get towards the bomb. Now Wardell already just going on that defusal. The spray not quite connecting, and he'll do a lot of damage. He'll create a lot of cost, but it's still going to be the round for Ghost.
Still going to be that 8th round, and therefore first half definitely won by Ghost Gaming, but on the CT side on Train, you definitely want to get that 9-6 at least. It's going to be a timeout for INTZ, as they're struggling to gain solid ground on this T side. 3, 4, potentially even 5 rounds is what they want. 3 would be the absolute minimum. It would still be almost impossible. 4. Okay, it can happen.
Did it last time?
Yeah, 5. That's probably where they want to go in this scenario. That's what they're aiming for. without being too unrealistic.
Yeah, the thing is they've had so many close rounds, but they then lose them back to what is these weird purchases, or, well, I say weird, they work. Weird and wonderful, maybe the right phrase to use. Look at the buy at the moment from the CT side. Glass Cannon AWP, SMGs across the board, and look how aggressive they're going. Horvey going to be caught with his pants down. Wardell trying to do all the work with this Glass Cannon AWP over towards Ivy. It may go into their hands, but that's if they can actually kill him. Shutting them down at the moment, and he will find himself the triple. A fantastic round from Ghost. The pause achieving absolutely nothing. But now we come into another sort of round where it's like, okay, yeah, you managed to beat those pistols with your SMGs. That's expected.
Yeah. This is the bonus.
Yeah, a bonus round in round number 12. The classic.
The classic. And yeah, they are upgrading a bit. So another M4 will be purchased. That means that it's not really a full bonus. 2 MP7s and a FAMAS. 4 out of the 5 players can rebuy if they lose this though. Wardell want to hit this, and he does. Close range, his teammate dies. Gets help, but can't really do much. Sabrosa though, with a second one for Ghost. Perfect flashbang. Okay, still gets it in the end. Finally pivots around and grabs the frag. 1-man advantage, but will he get that second one? Down towards Ivy, he won't. It's a 2v2 now.
A little bit too keen to pick up the AK-47, and that's actually where he's bitten. Now, the interesting thing here is Kusta rotating all the way through. It seems like Phelps is more than aware. Great read on the situation. Hasn't had the best game so far, but should have this kill every day of the week. Now Sub Rosa left into a 1 versus 2. Now Phelps still very low on HP. The bomb on towards that Ivy spot. Now they haven't made a decision of where they're actually going just yet. If it is going to be A, they have to be very careful because Sub Rosa is still lurking in the backlines in this ladder. But it's actually going to be the push from Phelps that could lead to be the information play. Clearing a lot of angles. Zan going to be rotating through. Will he check? He does, and he wins the battle as well. Ghost unable to win with their quote-unquote bonus round.
Yeah, very close, though. 26 and 23 HP. That has to sting. And now we see another post coming in. This one, once again, coming from INTZ. Now, 3 rounds on the board. We'll look to expand that.
But this is basically the crucial point for them, because if they now lose this one again, we can look at a 12-3 half. But they win the next few, reset their opponents, then yeah, they can easily get towards that 6-round marker.
Ghost Gaming on the other side of things. Not that much money left. They, of course, do have the buy here. That's not in question. But after that, if they lose, they're going to be in dangerous territory. Shallow waters for Ghost Gaming. And straight after that, another timeout.
Yeah, want one of their own. Yeah. Obviously wanting to make sure that they keep themselves into the lead. Obviously that can't be lost in this half, but even still, you don't want to have it dwindle. It happened in the previous. Managed to get themselves an 8-0 lead. It ended 11-4, and well, the map ended in a loss. And that's not something Ghost want to be sat with.
This is an interesting round as well. Instead of going for M4s and utility all over the place, it's 2 glass cannons, a scout, a deagle, and an MP9. And only two smokes and a Molotov.
The thing is, with these sort of rounds, the way that they've been played almost every single time, you don't want to be playing these sort of slower positions. Double nade actually thrown in. But the default shouldn't really work for INTZ. They want to be going for more aggressive, faster plays just to try and negate these AWPs. And it's been the way that Ghost have been forcing every single time. It's always been these sort of double orbs. They've purchased up the scout multiple times as well. It's been successful. This time at least, they've managed to do a hell of a lot of damage early on. They're trying to clear a lot of these angles with the utility they have.
Cello just awaiting here. He's been on point aim-wise in these straight 1v1 duels. Will not get a flashbang. Have to just peek a drive. Will win the duel against Steel and his MP9. And now Neptune on the long-range Desert Eagle. Where are INTZ going to hit? That's the question. Bomb on the back of KNG here. He's definitely the one to watch. Smoke landing to the right of that inner push. Phelps in the back line of the A-bomb site, just to make noise. But actually, it's kind of a disjointed push. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is here, but Phelps finding so much space all over the map.
Yeah,
3 frags quickly.
Given way too much space peeking around from Ivy, and that will be a 4th round on the board. And finally, after time and time again of these 4 spies working out, INTZ have actually managed to win one themselves, leaving now
Fully
CT
cool.
side with no money at all.
That from... Yeah, that's a rough one. So much space being allowed to the INTZ player there. All 3 CT players will look in other positions than the one that he was coming in from. They should be rather easy, but P250s, they can always do damage. We know that. 2 frags already. Already a great round from the CT side. If they can get anything more, they'll be incredibly happy with their results. Sabrosa grabbing another one, and now in a 1v2. This is not impossible.
Bringing it close. The thing is, in terms of economy damage, there isn't really that much they can do. The T's are going to be buying into the next round no matter what. But even just the extra couple of kills, it may seem silly, $300. It can make a difference, an extra smoke.
It's an extra smoke, exactly. And that smoke, let's say 45 seconds remaining, you put down an extra smoke towards the lower B. That completely screws up the push timing from the opposite side.
Well, 9-5. INTZ definitely turning things back into their favor once again. We saw this in the last map, where they managed an impressive comeback as Ghost Gaming fell significantly flat. If they can end this in a 9-6 half, I think they're going to be pretty happy with that after the way things started.
I would definitely agree. I was talking about a 5-10 being an okay scoreline for INTZ, and they already have that one locked down. Now they have a potential of gaining round number 6 as well. It's going to be on this inner push. Neptune rotating in. Only 3 smokes remaining. Are they going to put one down on lower as this flash comes in? Yes, they are. But they're just going to run through it. The T side. The spray comes in. Neptune. 1, 2, almost a third one. Will spray away, tap away with the USPS, but he's not finding it. It doesn't matter now. They've pushed the T's back. And Neptune not died yet. KNG will try to find an opening, but it'll be incredibly hard.
Does actually manage one. The fact is, though, Neptune's still going strong. He gets his 3rd kill of the round, and Gusta just ready and waiting. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. They haven't even got the bomb in hand at the moment, but 2 quick kills come in. Somehow, the T's looking to make this work, and Sabrosa sort of messes up quite badly. He's given a kill back, and Neptune, he now has to ace. He gets 3 kills, 2 at the opener. It may not be enough, and KNG is going to close this round. Shouldn't have been going that way. Ghost Gaming throwing away, again, a very early lead for them. And now, well, INTZ, they win themselves the pistol, and they are right back on level pegging.
They have a 5v3 and map control. And somehow, someway, INTZ still managed to bring that back. Of course, yes, it's well played by INTZ. They take their duels and they win their duels, but you kind of still have to think about Ghost Gaming there. They should have been able to put that down. Let's see, as we head into the second half of this map. As we do, have a look at some of the highlights from that first half. Do remember that Ghost Gaming are sitting pretty in that top part of the NA Pro League. Here we do see the stats from the first half. Wardell, once again, over 180 yards, sitting very nicely. Neptune, only real impact he got was in that last round. 9 frags in total. 3 of those coming from the last round of the first half. As we are going into the pistol round here. Smoke kit on Phelps. And 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov actually on the T side of Ghost Gaming. Interesting setup. Kusta already making his way downtown. Clock in hand, and Harvey taking damage. Pushing in now. Oh, the T's relentlessly. Cello, what can he do? KG is on the back of it, but still finds a frag, and Harvey just on the edge of the smoke. hoping and waiting for something, but finds nothing. Steel wants more. Another one from him. Sand will answer back, but now they're just gonna camp on this site. Steel with a third one in his pistol. What a perfect time for the in-game leader to step up and show character. Ghost Gaming will be able to get 10 on the board, get that infamous double-digit scoreline. Bring themselves 6 rounds away from taking train. And making sure that this one is not going to be a complete upset. Want to make sure that they at least get one map with them in this best of 2. Bomb planted, everything going well. Phelps will be surviving, but it's a smoking kit he can bring onto the next round, that's all. The rest of the team are going to have nothing. Potentially one flashbang. It's going to be all that's invested. Mac 10s as well on the T side, they know what they're up against. They're definitely not scared of it. 4 SMGs, or 5 SMGs, 4 Mac 10s, 1 MP7, and they're just going to be happy with every duel they can find.
Yeah, this is looking like sort of pure bonus potential over the next round. That's what I'm going to be most interested in. Like, will there be any sort of counter coming out from INTZ when they go for their purchase? Will they all go for head armor? And it's going to be interesting. They're actually doing quite a bit of damage, so there will be a couple of AKs probably brought into the next round. I also wonder, will there be some sort of set strat that Ghosts have planned?
Oh, KNG will be shot down. And now Sand, last player standing. P250 in hand. Finding an MP7. And now also spotted out. Will be Wardell to finish it off. 11-6.
I wonder if they'll just rush into B. Like, because it's such a basic strategy, but
yeah.
When you have the Mac 10s, SMGs running up, you throw the nades down, get up nice and close in the faces of these remaining players.
And you have Wardell in the backline with an AWP, or towards upper with an AWP.
The thing is that because they lost so many players in the last round, it's not that much of a bonus once again. They are doing something similar, but they're just going to go running into A instead. Got the site wrong, got the strategy correct. Cello going to be ready and waiting, and while the shutdown already from the CT side looking strong as they attempt to push right in.
All right, Cello.
Oh, and actually, no, it's Steel. Quick couple of kills for him. At least make things a little bit more interesting. The 2 remaining players are the ones with the weaponry. So Broza and Wardell, AK and AWP, apiece. Fact is, though, the CT side just waiting patiently, looking to try and hold anybody off on the cross. The problem is, as well, Sabroza has himself the bomb, which definitely isn't the best place for it to currently sit. Now, they got plenty of time. That is the sort of real perk of going super aggressive in towards a site, is the fact that have the time to play with afterwards. Peek out, nice shot from Sabroza, turns it into a 2 versus 2. Now, he's the one who has to try and get this bomb plunk and at least fake it out. Although Zand will now know that that is the case. At least knows that the bomb's still here. Well, don't yet to actually spot anything out. He's going to fake him again. Doesn't actually spot him as he jumps over to the site. Now, well, the real problems begin for Wardell. He has to try and trade this back in quick on the trigger, but he doesn't know where the last man is. And KNG is in the back.
It's a 50-50 gamble for Wardell there. He can either be towards Ivy or he can be towards A main. Those are the 2 main positions for him. Of course, there's still plenty more to go around, but usually that's one of the 2 spots you want to be in that situation. It's bringing us back now, and it's going to be another force for Ghost Gaming. AK AWP, and then 2 Tech 9s. Is this going to be the power play, the quick play inside? Not for now. Maybe a timing push? That could be the case. They are hearing the footsteps, and now Sand is definitely ready. He's not going to get a flashbang, but he's going to get help from KNG, and Sand spraying away with the UMP-45. Even Alexa coming in onto Sabroza. Phelps in the back of it. Cello holding on the other side of the smoke. This round is over. There's no chance for Steel to clutch this.
If there's anything in this round, he needs to at least get this kill, and you can see Cello just not willing to even give him the opportunity, just looking to fall back. Does manage to at least find one jumping around the corner. Leaves it into this 2 versus 1. The problem is the bomb. Now he's going to throw down the smoke to at least give or take that vision away.
All right.
And can actually reset this now. So he's got a minute left on the clock. Wants to go rotating in towards the A site, but he may take the long route all the way through to get in towards A main. Gives him a little bit more of an angle.
Might he go Ivy, actually? Yeah, I think he's going to go Ivy. He has so much time that Ivy provides him with the best route to eventually grab someone in the back. Because they're going to be watching towards his pop dog and A main and towards that B bomb. So I don't think they're going to check Ivy straight away. But as I say that,
oh, this could come down to.
Is he going to get the free frag? I think this is why he took the Ivy route. This is such a normal position to pick if you're KNG. Oh, that was very close to getting incredibly dangerous. And he's going to get the free plant as well.
He can plant for anywhere he likes. He's got enough time, and rotation will be coming in from Horvey. The fact is, though, neither player currently knows where the opponent sits, but this is such a smart spot. It enables him to be able to watch anybody crossing. He can just sit above and wait for the defusal. The fact is, though, there's still a chance for Horvey here. The problem is, he doesn't have a kit. So a 10-second defusal, he's got absolutely no hope of that. He will spot out Steel, but who needs an AWP? P250 long range.
Welcome to the clutch.
And yeah, welcome to the clutch from Steel. Currently top of the board in the server. 20 kills, 11 deaths, and he will put the 12th on the board. And it's going to be another pause. These teams love their tactical pauses. It is going to be the force buy coming in from the CT side as well.
Horvey has been nowhere to be seen on this train map. And that's usually not one of his worst. He's actually quite nice on it, but 5 frags within these first 19 rounds. That's a big step down from his level. Especially in the late parts of 2017. Touted as the next big Brazilian talent. 2018, of course, tough with all the calamity surrounding Immortals, which was the organization that signed him. Now he's playing for INTZ. Not really living up to that incredibly high potential that he has.
Lots of SMGs for both teams. The utility usage.
That's a sick read.
On point from the T side, countering the aggression coming out from INTZ. Now they actually look to just execute in towards this B side. Still a couple of players. In fact, the third even rotating in, but KNG not going to be able to get anything done. And Cello is just being spammed through. It will be a quick execution of these remaining players. And, well, Phelps, good luck, my friend. This seems like an impossible task, and it is. Just going to be falling out, looking to try and save what little he has. When you're saving $1,500 worth of equipment, that is a worrying prospect.
Yeah, but also, like, the next round is going to be a full eco anyways for INTZ, so having one player on CZ full armor might bring you into a situation where you can go aggressive to begin with, maybe go into A main, grab an AK, have a chance of doing some economical damage. But he's going to get completely executed, and it's going to be by the MAC-10, adding insult to injury. Ghost Gaming on 13, INTZ on a full eco. And money's starting to build up now for the T side because so many players surviving. They can stay on the MAC-10, they can stay on the MP7. This is looking incredibly tough for INTZ. They looked very nice building that comeback on map 1, but here on map 2, they kind of look flat.
It's looking like a 14th. Pretty much inevitable here. A stack on the A site. The CTs have gambled incorrectly. Oh, we are now going to have a simplistic push. Still trying to check to see if there is anybody in the corner. They may just look to try and hold some of these remaining players in, remove some of that extra weaponry. The fact is, though, hiding here may actually be a better case. Now, obviously, they'd have to win a streak of rounds anyway, but the fact is pushing in towards these SMG players has very little gain for the CT side and a huge amount of gain for the Ts. Like, they can just bulk up their cash even further in case they do lose a round or two. Well, Subrosa is going to do just that. He currently sits with $8,000. Him and Steel both sharing the wealth. But there isn't anybody poor over on the Ghost side. And maybe you do hold on to your cash once you die.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering why they don't upgrade here, Ghost, because Subrosa's on 7-6, we're on round 14. The same with the MP7 player. I kind of feel like they'll be really, really sad about it if this round goes to the way of INTZ, and it's like a high risk, like low reward, I would say right now, and those are not usually very good to take, I feel like, in Counter-Strike. But
thing is though, 3 players without head armor,
yeah,
no utility. There's still actually a pretty high chance they actually take this round away, especially just with demoralization, the scoreline, obviously so far in the lead.
They just have to be lucky and find the place without head armor.
Yeah. Or hope that their riflers find the one to win. That's true. Hello. Well, doesn't matter. That's already one of the ones gone. And the other falls as well. The AWP has done the damage, and now, well, your dreams can come true, Risk. Or not, because Wardell, it doesn't matter who he hits. He's just doing it all with that AWP. He's got 4 kills already, Risk. He's looking to end this here and now, and while Sabrosa will put down 1 at least, we talk about, oh, maybe they'll do something with these SMGs. It doesn't matter in the end. They've had a free upgrade. Wardell, James mentioned earlier, they expected him to go nuclear on Inferno. It looks like he was just saving it for Train.
Yeah, this is next level from him. He's been stellar so far through this season of Pro League. And he's definitely providing that once again, making sure that this is going to go 1-1, 15 rounds, and great nades onto him, great counter to that position. And now Cello playing close range. They have a max 7 in. Pop Dog, he's actually pushing up. There's no one guarding this position. It's a big flaw in this defense, or in this offense, really. This might actually go the way of INTZ, the way this is playing out. KNG's going to get a free frag onto Coaster. And now it's just going to be Steel and Wardell.
Steel just
might get the plant here. Yeah, he's going to get it. Where's Wardell? He's in main.
He's in position. Steel manages to open up onto 1. The second is at least going to be spotted now. He knows there's at least 2 players over in that position, and we'll hear all the footsteps as they move further forward. Another one for Steel as he looks to now try and be the hero that they need, as he wants his 4th kill of the round, and it's left all onto Zan. He ends the ace at least, but he's on to just 8 HP. And the spam through the smoke being up. I don't even think he can find the defuse. It doesn't matter. It's over. This is GG. Zan, there's absolutely nothing he can do. He pads his stat with 1 extra frag, and the bomb will be going off. Ghost Gaming, they will make this 1-1. As they weren't quite able to close out the first map, they do this one in style. And well, that is it for today. Obviously, you now have to listen to the magnificent James and Nato. I thought it'd be nice on the final throw of the day.
Could always be nice when we throw it over to the guys over on the desk to break this one down.
Well, it is time for us to break this down. It's the last game of week 2. Natu has
just
survived.
Break me down.
We definitely could break this man down. It's been 2 weeks of being ill. You're slowly dying.
Yes.
You look like you're very high at the moment.
I certainly do.
He's actually not high either, by the way. Just to clarify, he is completely drugged up to the eyeballs on all the doctor's medicine.
Yes.
Coughing away. I was very much worried for his health.
Yes.
You know what we got to do
my
before
voice is gone already. Huh?
You know what we got to do before we break this down? So you still can't even hear me with the headphones on. It's the magic moments of the road to Odense. And one of the things we have to look at here is just how good this city is for everything tech and drone related. And I will keep mentioning until it actually happens to me. Give me a drone. Please let me fly it around the studio. I promise I won't break anything. It'll be fun. Nope, production's telling me no again.
Said no one ever.
Yep. See, he just shouts no in my ear. The mean guy. Mean guy. You know what is also possible? We wouldn't have all the glorious action and wouldn't be able to play at max FPS with a bit of MSI in there as well. We got the laptops in front of us. We use it during all the downtime. We can play our games on it. Me and Nat have been duoing on Black Ops. We're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely haven't won a single game yet, but we've got...
Hey, we got kills.
We've got a lot of frags.
The game is difficult, but we got kills, and it worked.
Yeah, eventually we might get there.
We're not one of them. We're not them lame people, right? That just camp and sit and deal with it. We just go in. We're just running straight forward. Want all the kills.
Yeah,
that's me and Natu's style when we go for this. Now, looking at just what we saw then, right? Ghost looking a little bit better anyway. They had a good solid CT start. They didn't let it slip away, but there was a slight glimmer where we thought, okay, INTZ, they might be doing it again.
Yeah, I mean, from a goal standpoint, definitely redemption is the key word here. They let it slip a little bit towards the tail end of the first half.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have had like an 11-4, in an ideal world, even a 12-3 kind of a first half, but letting it go to 9-6 just comes down to once they decided to force buy, they lose that round, unfortunately from their standpoint. And actually, you gotta give it to INTZ for actually having some rounds that were now more constructed, and they were trying to, like, okay, there was one round where it looked like, yeah, okay, I'm thinking, cool, they're doing a bit of inner fake and then going outside, but then I realized, wait, what if as the inner bomb side happened to be free, they were all stacked up outside. What if they realize the inner bomb side is actually empty and they have 20 on the clock, the bomb is in Z connector.
Panic ensues.
Yeah, if they would have had 20 seconds more, they could have still reacted and rotated the bomb back. So the idea was great. Maybe wasted a little bit too much time before they executed it.
Well, we're seeing better things from this INTZ lineup, at least. It gives us a bit of hope going forward into the future of what we've got for Pro League. But let's take a look at today's results and what we saw go down across both streams. So, Ghost, they had a 2-0 against Luminosity, looked very strong there. Renegades traded maps with Cloud9, and then the same thing for Ghost against INTZ. The trades came in, and I think that's just a good showing more from INTZ here than Ghost, because Ghost certainly dropped the ball on the first map. Then on the secondary stream, oh my, Envy actually nearly walking away with a win, go all the way to overtime, double overtime should I say, but Rogue take it 2-0. Then Rogue take down MIBR. That's one that we definitely need to watch back, Natu. That could be interesting.
Yeah. No, I mean, considering how terrible their season has been, that's massive.
Yeah, that is a big pickup for Rogue. Something went well for them there. But then Complexity, they finished off Luminosity 2-0. So not a good day for Luminosity at all there. But what'll be really interesting is to have a look at how the standings are now going to pan out. And MIBR, they're still holding that top spot. And even though Ghost only got 1 out of the 2 games, they still managed to get into second place there at the end. So irrelevant for them, at least in terms of INTZ. I guess the INTZ win for themselves meant more in that sense.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, just from a team building standpoint, you kind of, when you're Ghost and you've already established yourself a little bit, you've showcased your the potential the team has.
Yeah,
it's a little disappointing to see them lose against INTZ at this stage.
Exactly. Yeah, we had high hopes for Ghost Gaming, but what we're going to do is look at our next day of matches. Now remember, next week we are not live. We will not be here doing Pro League. We'll be back in a week's time, so you get a little bit of a break, and that's rightly so after we had 144 matches played across EU and NA Pro League. Insanity in the world of Counter-Strike, but we bloody love the action. We're going to get a bit of a banger to start off with, though. We're only going to have one stream for it. It'll be Cloud9 versus Envy. And the reason why I say that could be a banger is because, okay, Envy, you looked bad, but this is a Cloud9 that you don't know what's ever going to happen with them day in, day out. So could truly go either way. Then we've got Complexity going up against Rogue, kind of that middle of the table ground. And with Rogue taking that map off MIBR, give them a week break as well. Let's see what can happen. Let's see what dynamic can change here for Rogue.
Yeah, both teams really desperate for those W's, and Complexity trying to rebuild their confidence after the great major run, and then a bit of a rough patch with StarLadder and how the online league has gone so far. So yeah, a lot to prove for both sides.
Yes, yes, indeed. Natu, we are done, and this is your last day of Pro League, my friend. You've actually survived. You didn't die. We've kept you in semi-high spirits. There was one day where Natu had to go to the doctors. He had a day off. We had... Who came in to fill? Harry did a double shift. That's it. Harry did a double shift for him. And you still come back. You still managed to fight through. You talk about the tenacity being shown by some of these teams. You've shown that throughout, non-stop.
Resilience.
Yeah, he's old. He's got the resilience. He's still got it in him to play games as well. What can you not do, Natu?
Well, I know what I'm going to do next week. I've cleared my schedule. I'm going to be spending all my time in bed.
I would join you in that, but in my own bed, not yours, before anyone gets any crazy ideas.
That was getting awkward
very
real quick.
Careful where
I was getting awkward real quick.
I got a lot of love for you, Natu, but I definitely don't need to be sharing a bed with you. You have your wife for that.
Listen.
And your kids are probably going to give you a lot of hell as well.
That is very true. So I don't need you anymore in this compilation. We'll just, we'll just keep professional at this point.
Well, you've absolutely killed it, man. Thank you very much for joining us. It is us done here for week 2 of Pro League. We're off next week, but join us next time. This has been absolutely brilliant. And next time around, I'll have someone else with me. It'll be Mr. Pimp himself in his home country of Denmark. We'll see you then.